Hi, welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
I'm Gary.
Today we're going to read on...
We're going to read on Chris Wray.
Hey, isn't he from the FBI?
He's the director of the FBI.
Wow, how did he get that job?
He was appointed by Trump, in fact.
There you go, two at once.
So there's a lot of conversation about FBI Director Chris Wray. We've got some people in the comments section of our videos who are kind of wondering if Chris Wray is corrupt or, is trying to basically blunt the search of documents in Mar-a-Lago. And then you've got the House Republicans who are attacking Chris Wray, saying that he's unfairly targeting Trump, and it's the whole witch hunt thing in the playbook all again.
Now, I did try and look up, did a Google search of, was Chris Wray trying to prevent the search of Mar-a-Lago? And the best I could come up with was that Chris Wray was trying not to be political with the FBI. So I can't find anything that he was trying to dissuade the FBI from searching Mar-a-Lago, but I've seen that narrative out there. I cannot find a story where I could read it and find out why somebody would come to that conclusion. So if you do hear that narrative, take it with a grain of salt. Again, it's we try not to spread. We're doing a tarot channel for entertainment purposes only. Yet I'm about to say we're not trying to spread false information. It seems the irony isn't lost on me. But again, when we do this, we're trying to base it off of, okay, what can we verify? And then the cards can help us maybe understand what's going on behind the scenes to get a better understanding, better insight to what's going on.
And if you can find an article, put in the comment section with a link, and then we'll revisit this.
Yeah, and at least we get a look to what's the source of the information. Is it Uncle Pookie over in Lithuania spreading fake news, or is it from a legitimate news source like AP News or Reuters?
Or the Epoch Times.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So,
yeah, the other thing I saw was with Chris Wray. Basically, they said it's kind of like speak softly but carry a big stick. It's like don't make a lot of noise, just let your work speak for you. And the only criticism that this person had, he had worked for Comey and Wray, is like, Chris Wray might need to change his conventional approach for these unconventional times. And, so I guess if normally you wouldn't go invading a former president's personal residence searching for documents without a lot of proof. So I don't know if that plays into it or not, but
right.
It seems like he's more interested in doing a good job than getting Twitter points and scoring points on social media. And
the other part on the article Gary was looking at was that the biggest detractors of Wray appear to be Jim Jordan. So
and the House Republicans.
If he is in on the scheme, he's not exactly the most devoted member of the team, because there are other people in Team MAGA that certainly feel like he's an enemy more than an ally.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would be singing his praises.
All right. So
entertainment purposes only.
So what is the energy around FBI Director Chris Wray?
Wray, yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that beautiful red tablecloth.
Are we going to ask, what's he doing right now? What's he dealing with right now? Or just, where is he relative on the Trump MAGA scale of...
Do you want to start in the past? How did he feel about going to...
Yeah, how did Chris Wray feel about the search warrant to look for secret documents at Mar-a-Lago?
Perfect.
All right, let me move some cards around here, lest...
Yeah, because we stacked the deck for a different question.
Exactly.
So now we got to restack it.
And now I'll go slowly. 1, 2, get in there. 3, 4. So I'm not doing the, put him all on the bottom.
Yeah,
I can't even do it well.
Let's cut the deck here. Okay, ready?
Get your hands off my deck. You want to cut the deck like that?
No. Just put it down.
No.
Cut the deck.
Yes, then put it back on.
Okay, there we go. Okay. There, we cut that deck.
So, okay, let's look at what was Chris Wray, the energy around Chris Wray when they did their original search warrant on Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, was he excited or was he apprehensive?
Knight of Wands. He was Knight of Wands. He was speaking softly.
And carry a big stick.
Okay, so it's just part of the plan. It's part of an investigation, ongoing investigation, and this was just the next logical step on that ongoing investigation. under the cross with this is he's trying to keep a lid on information because you're talking top secret documents here. Very highly charged emotion if when you're going to serve a search warrant. Notice I'm not saying raid. It wasn't a raid. It was a search warrant on a former president in his residence. It can't be his residence, though, because he's not allowed to live there. God, there's so much stuff you have to debunk with all this.
No, wasn't it a home invasion? Because I thought they were going to murder Trump if he was there.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, okay.
So,
so many things he had to
he's got to keep a lid on a lot of stuff here and a lid on his own emotions because this is part of an investigation. Underneath it all is the Three of Swords, heartbreak and betrayal. There is a sense of betrayal here. Whether this is Chris Wray looking at the former president taking documents, the right answer is he should be looking at the former president and his acolytes who were hiding and moving these documents as betraying the trust of the country.
Absolutely.
That's what it should be. Now, if he's in cahoots and he was trying to keep a lid on this investigation, he would be betraying the country. But right now, I'm choosing to read this as the former president and his allies betraying the country. Yeah. In the past, we got the Queen of Wands. I don't remember which judge authorized the search warrant. It could be this was a female judge. Gary could go look that up.
I'm looking that up.
Hey,
do you want to hit pause?
I could do it over here. All right, using the touchscreen. Bruce Reinhardt was the judge.
Yes.
But I think what this is here is looking to get permission to do that search. Again, this is the National Archives asking for those documents, providing a list. This is Trump and his lawyers giving up little bits at a time, but think they weren't being forthcoming with that information. So,
and he had that junior attorney, that young lady.
Oh, right, Christina Bobb.
Yeah, Christina Bobb signed that little document saying nothing to see here.
Yeah, and it's. I gotta say,
here we go again.
My brain cells. I don't know how I got Christina Bobb. I know I've read on it recently.
Yeah, I knew it was Christina something.
But it's like, man, it's hard to keep up with all the names on this.
So many people committing so many crimes for him.
Exactly. Evan Corcoran was the one that had Christina Bobb sign it, saying there was no there. But yeah, and it might be just action off of that too. The current situation, how Gray was feeling about the Mar-a-Lago search, was the Seven of Wands. It's kind of that resignation that this has to happen, and he's going to have people coming after him for doing this search.
Yeah,
he's trying to make it as apolitical as possible.
Yeah.
But he's got a document that basically says there's nothing there, and he knows there's a there.
Yeah.
And they've interviewed people so that they know that her signed statement doesn't align with what witness testimony had, to the point where they were able to convince a judge to go forward with that search.
And he knew he was going to have to fight off negative opinions from the right-wing politicians that the FBI was doing this politically.
Right. The King of Wands is the
Wands in this, isn't there?
The King of Wands is the overarching edge. You got the full court here.
Yeah, exactly.
The page.
You get the page. You got a royal flush, as it were.
The King of Wands. Often this is my card for the Department of Justice. This could just be Chris Wray as the head of the FBI. It's like there's too much. I have to take action. I cannot ignore this. This has to be done. I don't think he wanted to. I think he would have just, honestly, he would have just preferred that Trump give up the documents.
Oh, sure.
But Trump wouldn't give up the documents.
They're his.
So now what do you have to do? The lesson to be learned is he had to show strength. He had to do his job.
Yep.
And he knew the consequences of doing his job.
Yep.
He knew that the entire Republican Party, the MAGA faction, were going to come after him. But Who are you? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution and to uphold the laws of this country?
In fact, that was when he was appointed. He said he was definitely a supporter of the Constitution.
So now you got to put your money where your mouth is and suffer the consequences of this.
Yeah, unlike some of our Supreme Court justices on the Roe v. Wade.
Yeah. And the outcome is the Magician card. How was he feeling about it? They found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stuff that wasn't there, there's no there there. There was a there.
There was many there.
And because they found stuff, it's going to make it easier for him. Now, mind you, this is from 2 years ago. It makes him easier to defend the actions of the FBI and it makes his choice to authorize this search and suffer the consequences for it. It justifies it because in the end of the day, there was a there. This wasn't a witch hunt. This wasn't a false politically motivated raid or anything along those lines. They found a bunch of stuff that shouldn't have been there, that they were told that wasn't there.
It's kind of like one of those things. Trump keeps calling it a witch hunt, but they just keep finding more and more
witches.
Yeah, you know. So what else we got for Chris Wray?
Well, that was in the past on the Mar-a-Lago search.
Yeah.
We can look at the energy of what's going on. What's he dealing with now? What's kind of on his plate right now?
Because we just did our previous video was on Bedminster, which the FBI may have to do another search. Huh?
Right.
Maybe that's the future.
Yes.
Past, present, and future of Chris Wray.
Probably. Yeah. Again, I would suspect in the next 6 months or so, 6 or 7 months, we'll probably have a search of Bedminster. Winter time. The documentaries.
He's shuffling the cards.
I do that on occasion.
Yes, exactly.
I'll just switch over to this other deck.
Pull out this alternative deck with pre-stacked
exactly. It
cards.
has totally not been pre-stacked. Okay, so what's Chris Wray currently dealing with? We know Jim Jordan's after his butt.
Oh God!
But Jim Jordan's after anybody's butt.
Yeah,
that's because Jim Jordan seems to have a lot of culpability.
Yes.
Right. Sure. What's Chris Wray dealing with right now? He's dealing with the hermit. You think as the head of the FBI, you could probably have that hermit arrested.
That's right.
Okay. More leading, more searching, things that he has to look out for.
He's got to plan his next steps.
And it's crossed by the moon card. There's a lot of stuff. You know what? Honestly, and the star card underneath it. Wow, there's some major arcana for you. There is a lot of stuff he's looking at that we don't know about. Yeah, duh. The FBI should be looking at things that we don't know about.
God, he should publish his diary every night. Dear diary, you
exactly.
won't believe what I found today.
Exactly. The debriefing today was amazing with all these secrets. God. He's looking into, again, like secret documents, mysteries that are going on. There's a lot that the FBI. This is like a giant conspiracy type thing that they're looking at. Again, Jim Jordan's barking and howling at him. There might be a reason for that. A hit dog, they say what a hit dog yells. Yeah. Jim Jordan's yelling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Underneath it all is the star card. Other readers will use the star card as the the best of the United States, the best of America. It's also the calm after the storm type of thing. So I think the FBI is doing their job. They're doing their job well. And they're exposing a conspiracy, a big conspiracy that's going on. I know this could be sex trafficking, but I don't think that's. I don't think that's what we're going with it. God. Okay, so in the past you got the King of Pentacles. What he's following the money.
Yeah, that was. Exactly
he's looking. Thinking. He's looking at the American oligarchs, the folks that are fine. It's like. If this was like January 6th investigations, he's looking at the financing. If this is Mar-a-Lago documents, he's looking at who's buying them.
Yeah.
Doing that research. And I think it's a conspiracy. So you're making big connections as to what's going on. Did Trump sell stuff? Or is there money that's connected with all this? Just tracing things around.
Who's benefiting? Who's finding things of value?
Right. And the current thing is they're looking at the key players who've done the stealing.
Yeah.
Who stole the documents? Who stole the information? Who's benefiting from it? They're getting the list put together of their targets. Mm-hmm. It's ongoing.
Yep.
Look at all the major arcana that we've had in here.
You've only had one that wasn't.
It's an ongoing investigation. He's not at the end of it. I think the thing is, there's so much crime here that they'll be investigating for years. This is just the stage that they're in. It's going to be an ongoing event.
The lesson, the Biden card.
Yeah, the Biden card. Lesson to be learned is the King of Cups. I don't think it's Biden though. I think it's just the. This is like it's the emotional maturity of the FBI. It's like you can't get worked up on this. You can't get stressed out over this. This is just deal making. Yeah. People with money making deals with other people.
There's a lot of emotions surrounding this, especially in the right and the far right, especially the far right. There's a lot of people that are having high emotions, and you got to keep calm and carry on.
Yeah, exactly. It's just he can't. Chris Wray cannot get emotionally caught up with this. Yeah. He's probably going to have friends, people that he golfs with, or people that he's social friends with, that are in this category. And he's going to have to park that. Mm-hmm. That was that strength card in the last reading. The outcome was the Knight of Swords. Yeah, moving forward, charging forward with the investigations. The FBI is not an organization that acts rashly or necessarily quickly. So I don't think this is going to be... we will be arresting people next week.
Yes, stay tuned for our next week video on the actual arrest.
But I think what this is, it's just it's the motivation that the more they uncover, the more they're motivated to keep going after these guys. This is like chasing folks across international borders. This is working on extradition treaties to bring people back who fled the country.
Yeah.
This is working with outside Interpol and outside agencies to bring people to justice.
That would mean like someone who was supposed to be facing justice would have fled or something.
Yes.
You're implying that, aren't you?
I'm such a libtard.
All right, so what's the future of Chris Wray?
Future of Chris Wray.
I mean, we're kind of touching on it with that Knight of Swords. Right? He's ready. It's gonna charge forward.
I've moved. Gary peeked at the shadow card.
I did.
It's the Queen of Wands, by the way.
That's all right.
But at least it wasn't the shadow card I had on when I started shuffling.
No.
All right, future of Chris Wray.
Future of Chris Wray. Let's go down and take a look.
How far in the future we want to look?
Oh, I don't know. 6 months to a year.
Okay, let's look at a year from now. Well, Chris Wray, this card wants to stay on top. Well, Chris Wray still be in his position 6 months from now. Now, some folks say, well, why didn't they just toss Chris Wray out? Yeah, he
was a Trump guy.
He's a heritage. He's a part of the Federalist Society. Blah 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 blah. Typically, FBI directors are appointed for 10 years, and they stay in the job for 10 years. And they've been fairly apolitical. The only person who has deviated from that pretty much is Trump.
Go figure.
Yeah, so I get it, because it's like, if Trump deviated from that, can you even trust Chris Wray? Do me a favor, Mr. Quid Pro Quo, Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. Pledge loyalty to me, James Coe. You won't? Okay, you're out.
Yeah,
put Chris Wray, you're in.
Put McCabe back in there, but let's see what happens. What's his future? No, at least a year from now. What do we got going on with him? The Page of Pentacles.
Dave's favorite card.
Yeah. Page of Pentacles. It's not grifting. It's offering things of value. It's messaging about things of value. It's messaging about money, health, wealth.
It's kind of the page is kind of a young energy, not necessarily naive, but not worldly. So it's kind of maybe something new that needs to be looked at.
There might be a new investigation that's going on. crossed with the Five of Swords. The winner takes all narcissism, or is it narcissism?
Walking away when some people want to stay and fight, everyone else wants to walk away, and a huge burden. God, I wonder if it's one of those things where they're finding more evidence and they're just trying to decide, should we continue? Maybe they finally find something. They realize that there's stuff at Bedminster, but they've already gotten a conviction out of Cannon. Trump's already fled. These are hypotheticals for entertainment purposes only. Yeah. And now they're finding more. It's like, do we want to go through this again? I think that's I was really about to go with that. It's like a new investigation that they're doing, and the investigation is against people who think they're untouchable people. So it's going to be a hard investigation because it could be against people who have otherwise maybe good reputations. This could be like, for instance, ambassadors or folks in the State Department that have been corrupted, or something along those lines. Folks in the FBI, folks in the CIA. It's just sort of like the corruption goes deep. Whatever this investigation is, this is a huge undertaking. It's going to be a difficult investigation. The underlying card could be, the bird has been trying to get the slam dunk case in Mar-a-Lago to the finish line. And, are we going to go through this again? Okay, so in the past we got the Six of Coins. We've got the Waltine Nada and Carlos de Oliveira. I think if they're doing their current investigations, they get more information as part of plea deals. Which, again, talking about this thing as being just a giant conspiracy, and it keeps spreading out. What's funny is several years ago, when the Mueller report was coming out, you and I had a conversation, and you had been watching some Intuitives, and what they were telling you was the whole Republican Party was a part of this. It was a conspiracy. They're all guilty. And I just remember that really stuck with me. It's like, are you serious? That maybe not the whole party, but it wasn't one or two. It was like majority rules type of thing. Yeah. And that's kind of getting that vibe here. It's like the more they dig, the more they're finding more and more corrupt politicians. Yeah, the leadership was certainly in there. Was Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger part of it? Maybe not. But it's just the corruption goes deep. Russia was funneling money through the NRA. That NRA money was going to Republican candidates with their 100% NRA scores and stuff like that. And that's your carrot. The stick was the hacking of the RNC server and getting embarrassing information. That's the stick. Do what we tell you to, or we're going to release these embarrassing emails about you. Mm-hmm. Do what as a benefit, if you do what we tell you to, we'll give you some of this money. We'll funnel more money to the NRA to give to you for your campaign. Mm-hmm. So you get somebody who's basically sold themselves to the Putin faction here. Right. Star card, Sun card, current energy. Things are being discovered. I think again, part of plea deals leads to new facts, new investigations. You have to decide what you're going to do with this information. Is it worth going after these folks? Did they commit a crime? Do we have the resources we're going to devote to it? Lesson to be learned is the Page of Swords. The more you learn, the more plea deals you can cut with moles inside there. It's like they just keep finding stuff. Maybe the folks that did this didn't cover their tracks very well, or again, some people are spilling the beans, getting plea deals, giving more information, tying things together. There's a huge conspiracy here. The outcome is the Hanged Man. It's almost like for Chris Wray, I wouldn't be surprised if he resigns. Part of this is looking at things in a different light. Maybe he came on thinking the Republicans are fine and this is all a witch hunt, and he's changing his mind. Or he might resign because it's just like, all this happened under my watch and I missed all of it. And I'm throwing myself under the bus. It's like, I can't do this anymore. This is, it could possibly be that people lose faith in Chris Wray's. Again, if all this happened under his watch and he missed all of this, he might resign or be called to resign because it all happened under his watch. I mean, if this Five of Swords is finding out that the people that were corrupt were FBI agents. Yeah. Like, I'm going to throw a hypothetical out there that'll get me slammed in the comments. But, for example, if they planted documents at Mar-a-Lago and he found out that, oops, I'm sure that didn't happen. But that could be something that would cause you to...
Well, it could also be FBI agents losing data. Certainly, Trump had folks. He has loyalists. He has loyalists in the Secret Service. He has loyalists in the Department of Justice. You're going to have loyalists in the FBI.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing right here, this could be an investigation into the FBI itself.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense, because that's why the burden's like now the FBI has to go through their own ranks. They're not their poop don't smell. Their poop smells bad, and they're looking at who's been on the dole, and they're going to get information. And what do you do with these FBI agents that do that? You're going to have to get ready to hire a bunch of new agents.
Yep.
And you're going to have some oversight. And he might he might have to clean things up and then resign and let somebody else take over.
It's very interesting how fast that reading came out compared to where we were going.
And I think that's it. When I can nail it like that and it comes easy, that's what it is. The FBI's the next thing that Chris Wray is going to be dealing with a year from now is internal affairs, and it might lead to Chris Wray needing to resign if for no other reason as a conflict of interest. It's like it's kind of one of those things like how can we let the head of the FBI, who's been the head of this corrupt FBI, lead an investigation in the corruption of the FBI. That's one of those ones where it's like, you know what? This all happened under my watch. I've got to resign, and somebody else takes over and leads this investigation and leads the purge.
For entertainment purposes only.
Exactly. I like that. I don't like that. I like how easily that came out. So I'm sticking with that.
All right, that's fine. We got plenty of time to change that future release.
Exactly. To edit it and just put the word "not" in there occasionally.
If only we had editing skills.
All right, that's all I got. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. We appreciate it.
Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, leave comments. I go through all the comments. I leave thumbs up. I leave return comments.
He removes them. He deletes them. He bans people.
Only the kind of the bots, the bot comments. I finally started recognizing that we might have some bot comments coming in, because it's just like I had two comments come in really close together and they were almost worded exactly the same. It's just like, well, that's kind of curious.
Don't have multiple accounts and cut and paste what you wrote previously to try to. We appreciate the boost to the channel, but you don't need to do that.
Yeah, sometimes I get a duplicate comment, and that sometimes your computer will hang up and then you hit the comment again, and I'll get it twice.
5 times in a row.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep it up. I'll give you the same response each time. But yeah, I've saw some bot comments and a couple of trolls that I've had to block. But other than that, I love reading the comments. Please keep them coming. I love them.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.